Hey guys, in today's video I am walking you through my budget setup for January 2020. Now I know I'm a little late to the game, but better late than never, right? Truth is, I've been working on some things behind the scenes so I can try to show up more on YouTube for you guys. But if you're interested in seeing how I set up my budget for January, stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, guys. If you're new here, my name is Ozella and I create videos about being more intentional with money. Right now I'm on a debt-free journey. Me and my husband are trying to get out of debt, and so my channel will focus on my debt-free journey as well as budgeting videos, and then videos about tips that you guys can use to help you along your own personal finance journey. So if you think you might enjoy content like that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Seriously, you can do that right now. And make sure you hit that bell if you want to be notified whenever I upload a new video. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started with today's video. So like I said, I am showing you how I do my budget for January. And as you can see, I've already filled some things out, partly because it is mid-January. So if my budget wasn't completed, I would kind of be in big trouble. But I'm going backwards and showing you guys a little bit so that you can see where we're starting from with our budget in the new year. And by the way, Happy New Year, guys. I still can't believe we're in a new decade. The new year is the perfect time to set new strategies and new habits. So if you don't already create a budget each month, now is the perfect time to get started. And if you watch this video until the end, I'm giving you a tool that you can use to make your budgeting process a little simpler. So as you can see, I budget using a Happy Planner, and this is the classic size. This Happy Planner happens to say life is a journey, not a destination, and I think that's true with anything in life. It is a journey, and your current destination is not your final destination. So I picked this book because I like the saying. I do like the Happy Planner and all its quotes that it has. But anyway, so the first thing I do is write out a list of all of my bills. And really, I use this list over and over again. So even though it says January, I basically use December's list to make January's list. It kind of just makes me accountable to make sure I don't forget any bills for that current month. And I do write the bill name, I write the due date, and I also write the amount that each bill is going to cost. Yeah, I like to also create a bill pay calendar. So I put all of my bills down in the calendar on the day that it's due, and I also will include the amount. And the ones that are highlighted in green are the bills that are on auto pay. So I don't have to physically do anything. They just automatically take the money out of my account. All I have to do is make sure that the money is there. And then the bills that I have to physically get online or go to the establishment in person and pay, I highlight those in pink. And as you can see, most of my bills are on auto pay because I am a very forgetful person and I'm a procrastinator. I usually wait until the last minute. And so I was ending up with a lot of late fees because I would pay like too late. And especially with credit cards, even if you making the payment on the same day, they have a cutoff time. So if you pay beyond that cutoff time, even if it's on the same day, your bill is late. So I put anything that can go on auto pay. That's what I did. So it's just helpful for me, and it's helpful for them. So they get paid and I don't have to worry about late fees. This month I'm paid on the 10th and the 24th. Just to recap, the first thing I do is write a list of my bills out and include the due dates as well as the amount that they're due. And the second step is optional, or you can choose to just write them out on the calendar instead of making a list. It's up to you. But the calendar is nice because it's helpful when I go to break my monthly budget down into paychecks, because this right here is going to tell me. So I get paid on January 10th and I'm not paid again until the 24th. So that tells me that all the bills from this date up until this date is going to be covered on this one paycheck. And this date that I get paid here, everything after, up until the next time I'm paid, which is like sometime within the first week of February. This paycheck is going to cover those bills. So I promise it'll all make sense at the end. And I also have previous videos. I've been doing budgeting videos, I believe, since November. So you can always backtrack and look at a few of my other videos as well to see how I budget. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with filling out my monthly budget. And I do make my own inserts because I found that because I have a lot of bills and debt expenses, I haven't been able to find a budget template that kind of really works for my family. So I tend to create my own because I know that I have enough lines to cover what I needed to cover. You guys, I don't know what's going on with my phone today, but it does not want me to be great. I sat there and thought I was recording all of this stuff, and apparently my phone decided otherwise. And instead of me getting out another blank template and starting over, I'm just starting from where we are right now, and I hope you guys are okay with that. But I just want to recap what I've already done. So I am a two-income household. It's my husband and I. We both make a full-time income, and then we have 3 children here at the home that we care for. So I have a full-time income, he has a full-time income, and then we contribute to a flex spending account that we are reimbursed for, and that is guaranteed income. Whenever I do my budget for the month, in the income section, I only include income that I know I'm going to receive, income that is guaranteed. So if I have any hesitation about whether I'm going to receive a certain income, I'm not going to include it in my income. I would much rather under budget than to over budget. The next thing I do is I take out my savings. Now, initially, we weren't contributing anything towards our savings outside of what we already have automatically transferred over from our paycheck. So each month, me and my husband have a certain amount of money coming out of our paychecks. Before we even see it, before we even touch it, it goes to an online savings account. However, I was watching a video by Megan at Her Courage to Plan, and she's doing some sort of variation of a penny challenge. And so it kind of got me thinking, like, what if me and my husband did a challenge this year? We do have quite a bit of goals that we're trying to accomplish this year. And so a savings challenge would help us kind of reach those goals. And so I'm going to link the video in the description below for Megan. And I believe you end up saving like almost $700 with the challenge that she's doing. But anyway, in the challenge that me and my husband are doing, which I'm going to make a video about it in the next couple of days. However, I will have $160 coming out of my income, and then he'll have $200 coming out of his income for a total of $360. The next thing I do is my fixed expenses or my living expenses. So these pretty much are bills that stay the same for the most part each month. The only variation is my electric bill. We're usually around $150 for our electric, and that's what I always budget for. Sometimes we come in a little under, sometimes it's a little over, but for the most part, $150 is our ballpark number. So the total there is $1647. The next thing I do is separate my debt expenses out. Now, I separated my debt expenses from the other expenses because I kind of wanted to use this as motivation for us to really kick it up a notch and do what we need to do to pay this number off. Because as you're going to see, we spend a lot of money each month towards debt. And this is money that could be going towards savings or investment accounts. The first debt expense I have is a personal loan. And we pay $552 a month for that. Then city is $40. Capital One, $158. Wyndham, $118. Chase, $103. Discover, 104. Sally Mae, 50. Fed loan, 262. Then IRS is 100. Walmart is 119. And then Flexline is 20. So I'm going to speed this up and then calculate the total and come back. All right, so my total debt for this month is $16.26, and this is not even all of it, but because of how my paychecks fall, this is the amount that I have to budget for with my 2 paychecks in January. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is take my income and then deduct the savings, my bills, and then my debt expenses and figure out what's remaining, because the remaining amount is what's going to be left for my cash envelopes, my additional debt, and my sinking funds. And for my cash envelopes, those are basically my cash expenses. So basically anything that you can pay cash for, like groceries, gas, things like that, you'll see that's what I leave for my cash expenses. So 62.89 minus 360 minus 16.47 minus 16.26. So total remaining is 26.56. So that is the amount that I have left for these expenses here. For my cash expenses, I have gas for my car, gas for my husband's car, and I have groceries. We normally budget $100 a week for groceries, and there are 5 weeks in January, so $500. And then my kids attend a co-op at $45. We do give them allowance. We give the older 2 allowance at $5 a week, so that comes to $50. And then child care at $375. Again, this amount is going to be reimbursed to us. Household at $25. And typically my household is anything from dish detergent, laundry detergent, cleaning supplies, things of that nature. And then I wasn't going to budget personal expenses this month. We usually budget $100 per person for our little fun money, but we had a little extra, so this month I did do $25 a piece. All right, again, I'm going to total that out. And that total comes to $13.95. Now I'm going to deduct that amount from the remaining $26.56. And now I have $12.61 remaining. So I have $1,261 going towards debt and sinking funds. Now for my debt, I automatically know that this flex spending account amount that I'm getting reimbursed, that's going towards debt. I don't include that in my expenses portion of my budget. I always include that in my debt. So that is $375. And then the additional debt that I budgeted for this month is $480. So if we stick to our budget like we're supposed to, we should be able to put $855 towards debt this month. And now if I subtract this $855 from the $1261 that's remaining, now I'm left with $406 for my sinking funds. This month I have car maintenance at $240. Me and my husband's car does need a little bit of work. Our cars are about over 20 years old now. Professional expenses, $67. Homeschool, $71. Gifts at 10, and then a buffer at 18. Now I do like to create a zero-based budget, which basically means that all the money you have coming in has a destination going out. Every dollar has a purpose. As you can see, when I do my amounts, I don't include cents. I kind of round up to the next dollar because it's just easier for me. So that little buffer is just there just in case. Alright, I'm sorry guys, my phone stopped recording again, but I figured out that it's because I don't have enough memory, so I deleted a few things and hopefully we can finish this video without issue and I will figure out the rest later. But anyway, as you can see, my total sinking funds came to 406, which was the remaining that was left. And this is how I zero out my budget. Now, I hope I didn't confuse you guys too much with all of the technical issues we had. But as promised, I'm leaving you a link in the description below of a budget template that you can use as you begin to sit down and create your budget for February. In the comments below, let me know if you are already a budgeter or if you're new to budgeting. And again, subscribe to my channel and like this video if you enjoy content like this. Until next time, guys. Bye.